It is a good idea to start assembling the Avalon battery with the battery base. It's this part right here. You see there are these pads, and these pads are to be removed. And also, you see where the legs go? It's here, 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 and here. Actually, you can see this one. Yeah, there's the fourth one right there. So let's remove the pads and let's put in the legs. Obviously, you're gonna have 4 of these, and this is the way they're gonna come in. You see this bolt right here, and this bolt is there to support the battery base from underneath, and this bolt stays in place to hold the base of the leg itself. And yeah, you have some height adjustability and so forth. So I'm gonna start putting in the legs now and show you what to keep in mind. So you see that right here, there are bolts welded in, and the way the leg goes in is that you just put it in place and slowly you screw it in. Let's say that this height is enough, then you tighten this bolt. You just use the regular wrench to tighten it all the way. So I'm gonna put all 4 legs in place, and then we can continue with the rest of the process. Okay, so now we have the legs put in place, like so. Nice and even height right here. And one thing to keep in mind is that on one side you're gonna have battery connections, right? So this side is where the battery connections, battery cables and so forth are gonna be, and this is where they are not gonna be. So you see how it's gonna go. We have inverter already on the wall. We have SCP. We're gonna show you later how to connect the cables to the inverter, how to connect the cables to the SCP. But the battery modules or the battery stack is gonna be under them, kind of in the middle of the two. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is your battery module. So you see here, you have your battery plus or positive terminal, negative terminal. You have communication ports to communicate with other battery modules and also communicate with the BMS unit. And you have battery heating power line ports. You also have this right here, the hole right into the aluminum heatsink. This is there so you can connect the ground. And this, you're not going to be connecting anything to it. This is just going to be the vent. That's all there is to it. And this is the bottom of the unit. This is the top of the unit. Also, each battery unit has a sticker. I'm going to show you that right now. Right here. This is what the sticker looks like. And yeah, it has all the crucial information there. Usually this is put in so that this is the back of the unit, so these stickers are not visible, but if you have to make it visible, you can, really. So yeah, this is what the battery module looks like. Now let's go ahead and put the battery module in place on top of the base, and put other battery modules or BMS on top of them. So you see that the battery base is in place, and we have that center line. This is to center the battery module onto the base. Again, we're going to be using the demo battery units, so that's why they're this light, but the battery module unit itself in reality weighs roughly 90 pounds. So you and your buddy at the job site should be able to easily put it in place. But obviously now I'm going to be doing it alone. Remember, I'm going to have my power lines facing, or power ports facing this way. And let's get into it. So you see how that center rail, or whatever you want to call it, did its job and centered the battery module, but we still need to move it a little bit to the right. Like so. This is the way it's going to look, and later we'll see how to put the brackets in place and how to connect the cables really to the modules themselves. So now I am centering everything after I have everything put in place, but in reality when you're putting the battery modules, they're kind of heavy, so you're going to be centering them one at a time, not at the end, but you put in one module, then the second one is kind of off, you move it either direction wherever it needs to be moved, and then you do the same with the next one and the next one. So let's talk the brackets now. So there are two types of brackets that you're going to be using. On this side right here, you're only going to use the I bracket. I like to call it I bracket because it looks like the letter I, right? And this is how you put it in place. This is where it goes and connects the two battery modules, or battery module and the BMS module together. Or matter of fact, this is the same bracket that you're going to use to connect or to secure the first bottommost battery module onto the battery base. On the other side, the same function will be performed by the H bracket. The topmost battery module on the other side will be connected to the BMS unit using this right here. And also you're going to be using these little screws that come with the package. Again, all of this comes with the package. You don't have to purchase any of these, but these are the ones that we're going to use for this application. One more thing I wanted to bring your attention to is that if you're doing the stationary application, perhaps in California, it is very frequent that you do stationary energy storage system application because of the frequent earthquakes. They might not require necessarily, but rather than doing the engineering test or engineering study, it could be better to use the anchors, and these are the points where you connect the anchors. We have the same thing going on the other side. Let's start putting in the brackets, starting with the I brackets on this side. Okay. So first I take this circular end, and this one always goes on the top. So the I brackets on the BMS unit are going to be attached. All you have to do is just loosen them, like so, and rotate the I bracket so it's in the correct orientation. And obviously you put in the screws. Okay, as you see, I have put in the brackets in place, and I have also tightened all the screws. Now let's go and put the brackets in place on the other side, and then we're going to be connecting the power cables and communication cables, heating cables, and so forth.